All right, what's poppin', y'all? It's your boy DeAndre.
What up? It's Bailey.
We here with the NFL Week 3 picks. It's been a crazy season so far. We got injuries, we got upsets, we got some drama going on with different teams. I'm already exhausted. It's going to be a long season with all these picks. I'm trying to keep the schedule together, and I appreciate the views. Not that many, but hey, we got to start somewhere, and
We're
it's
working.
moving on.
We're
It's moving
working.
on.
We're learning. We're figuring
Exactly.
things out.
Exactly. We upping the technology a little bit, with doing with the camera, the mic. The interface ain't all that in the bag of chips yet, but we gonna get there. Anywho, we got week 3 games. We got a lot of them going on, and we gonna give y'all the rundown and give you the pivoting prowess to make sure that y'all hopefully win some money. All right, so first game is New York Giants at the San Francisco 49ers. It's a Thursday night game. San Francisco -10. This game's pretty simple for me. San Francisco -10 because the Giants, they've been looking a little lousy. They've just been falling off a cliff, man. I mean, whatever cliff they was on, they got pushed off like Mufasa. And it ain't looking too good. They about to be like Mufasa if they, keep it up, man. I think after this game they might, need some help from Simba. I don't know who Simba's gonna be, but 49ers -10 for me.
I love that bet, but I'm actually probably gonna fade the public here. I think these big games, the public tends to lose a lot of money because there's a lot of eyeballs on these games. And so I'm gonna go, against what I think I should really actually bet, and I'm gonna take Giants +10. So
Wow.
I'm fading myself and fading the public. So
At San Francisco.
yeah, I
You know they
know.
got like a 6-hour flight
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it,
on
but
like a Tuesday. I think they're flying today actually.
we'll see. I'm fading the public. I think a lot of money is going to be on San Francisco. I think this game is maybe closer than expected. I think the Giants. Everyone's coming off a short week. I just gonna fade the public here. I don't know. The Giants have looked terrible. I think this should be a higher line if the Giants have looked so bad, but it's sitting at 10 with all the travel. I think they somehow come away with this. They cover, and Vegas comes out on top like they always do.
I don't. But
Yeah,
hey, we'll see.
so
First game of Sunday is Buffalo Bills at Washington Commanders. Commanders are +6.5. They have been playing really well. They're 2-0. Buffalo is 1-1. This game will be interesting because this is Washington's first real test. They played kind of a couple weak teams, the Broncos and then the Cardinals, the first 2 weeks.
yeah, terrible.
I'm gonna say that they're gonna shock the world and cover this. I don't know if they're gonna win, but I think they'll cover. I'm gonna take Washington +6.5.
The commies. Okay, I'm actually gonna fade my co-host here, so we're off 2-2. I'm gonna go the Buffalo Bills. The Commanders haven't really played anyone uh, yet so far. They barely beat Arizona. I don't know how they won in Denver, but they pulled it off. But the Buffalo Bills are just a step ahead of the Washington Commanders, so I'm gonna take the Bills.
We'll see. Next game, Denver Broncos at the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins -6. This game's easy for me. I mean, it's Tua time, man, and Tua been showing out.
Yeah,
And
balling.
Russell Wilson and the Broncos, they've been choking out and getting choked out and slam held against the wrestling room mat. And I don't see that stopping. I think they're gonna get stomped out the mat and get carted off into the ambulance and taken to the hospital this game because the Dolphins are gonna be on that ass. Dolphins -6.
I'm taking the Dolphins too. Here's where we agree. I got screwed over by the Broncos in my
Told him not to pick him.
Survivor
Told him
pick.
not to pick him.
I don't know how you lose. You're up 24-3. You're at home. How do you choke that away? I'm fading the Broncos all year now. Miami cover.
Hey, Miami all day. Next game is the Indianapolis Colts at the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are -7.5. This game, I think, the Ravens, they don't really be blowing nobody out like that. The Colts, they're not that great this year, but they're actually been, they've been playing well on the field.
Yeah.
The product has been there, just not, the results all the way.
No Anthony Richardson, so we're gonna.
He's not playing. He's not playing. Oh, that's right.
Gardner
Minshew. Yeah, that changes it a little. I forgot he was out. I didn't know he was out for sure.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know for sure, but I think he's out. He had a concussion, so I think they'll keep him out.
Okay, yeah, concussion. He's out. If he's out, then I'm taking the Ravens -7.5. I know Minshew's good and whatnot. He's quality, but Lamar's on a mission this year. He about to, he's trying to get his money. He got his money, and he's, showing why they needed to pay him and whatnot. They out the running back, J.K. Dobbins, but I just think the Ravens got too much for the Colts right now. Give me the team that went away from Indianapolis and stole their franchise. Ravens minus 7.5.
Is this a rivalry game? Is it technically a
For the fans,
rivalry
I
game?
guess, for the fans.
I am going to actually take the Colts here. I think the Baltimore Ravens win by exactly 7. The hook gets there. I'm going to take the 7.5 points and stay with the Colts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next game is Houston Texans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars are minus 9.5. What you think?
I'm going to take the Jags here. Houston might be the worst team in the NFL.
They're not.
I think
They're
they
not.
could be worse
They're
than the
not.
Cardinals. I would love
They're
to see
not.
that game. They should both play for the number 1 overall pick. I'm going to take the Jaguars. Jaguars struggled last week. They played against a top 5 Chiefs defense, but Trevor Lawrence will bounce back. They're at home. I think they're going to ball out.
This is a interdivisional game. I think the game actually stays close, surprisingly. C.J. Stroud has actually been playing okay. He hasn't been playing horrible. I think the Panthers might be the worst team after watching that game.
The team around him is bad. So, yeah. I mean,
the Houston Texans, I think, will beat – if they play the Panthers, they'll beat the Panthers. So, I'm going to pick Texans plus 9.5. I know the Jaguars are quality, and they're playing at Jacksonville, but it's a divisional game. I think the Houston Texans, they're itching for a win at this point. You don't want to go 0-3. I think it's a close game. Jacksonville sneaks it out, but I'm gonna take Texans plus 9.5.
Okay. We got some parity here.
I know, right? This is wild. Next game is the New England Patriots at the New York Jets. The Jets are plus 3, which is shocking. The Patriots have beaten the Jets the last 14 or 15 times in a row they've played. I don't think the Jets have beaten the Jets haven't beaten the Patriots in 7 years or something like that. It's been a long time since I left you. Now to know I'm beating a step two.
I don't know who that is.
It's Aaliyah, but it's okay. All right. And Timberland. Patriots minus 3 for me, man. Come on, and Zach Wilson. That's all you got to say. Mac Jones has been horrible too. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't see it for the Jets this week.
Bill Belichick is known for making Jets quarterbacks see ghosts. Sam Darnold. Shout out to him. They're also going to be seeing ghosts this weekend. Zach Wilson is not going to be able to handle that defense. There's no way the Jets win this game. There's no way they cover Patriots minus 3, and I think this is a lock.
I think that's them. I want to say lock because lock is 99% for me, but this is almost a lock. The only way it can't be a lock is a Mac Jones. That's the only reason. Yeah. But almost the lock. This is probably maybe one of the locks of the week for the cover lines because the line is 3. But I think Wilson's going to throw at least 2 picks.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty much a lock. Next game is Atlanta Falcons at the Detroit Lions. This is one of the games of the week for me. I love this game. Falcons are 2-0. Lions are 1-1, but a very good team. Lions are minus 3.5. I think the Lions lose their first game here. The Lions lost last week when they
lose their second game. Yeah,
they should have won.
Yep. Lost to the Seahawks.
Yeah, they lost to the Seahawks. They're 1-1.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Lions minus 3. I think it's a close game, but I think the Lions edge it out by 4 or 5 points.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to take the Lions here. They're at home. I don't believe in Desmond Ridder. I have, personal beef with Desmond Ridder. I don't like the guy. I don't know why. I don't know him. He doesn't know me, but Lions minus 3.5.
I don't know what the beef is about.
I don't know. I just don't like him. I don't know.
Why?
I just think he's
light
bad.
Skin?
No, it's just because, I think he's
they're
bad.
2-0,
I think he's overrated.
But they're 2-0.
Because they can run the ball and they've played very well below average teams.
Like the Panthers, and they played the Packers. They're not below average. They're about average.
The Packers below it, but
they're about average. Whatever. Next game is the Packers. New Orleans Saints at the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers just lost to the Falcons. God knows how. And the Packers minus 2. So the Packers after the first week, I was like, damn. Last week, I was like, damn. 2 different dams. The Saints, they looked horrible as well last week, even though they won against the horrible Panthers. I'm going to take the Packers minus 2 here. I'm not going to say this is a lock either, but this is a game that I think the Packers will have to lose. They're playing at Green Bay. The Saints, they're just not it for me. They need to go marching somewhere else because they need to march for finding a new quarterback. So I think they should tank actually and get a new quarterback, but that's just me. Play your back at quarterback, do something. and chill out for the season. Packers -2.
They have they're 2-0. They have a serviceable guy in there. They, beat the Titans week 1, and then they won just a horrible, awful game against the Panthers. I mean, they have a guy that can, row the boat for a little while, but they will need to draft someone to move on to that next level, I believe. I'm going to take Packers -2 here, and I really, really love the under in this game. I'm going to point that out. Under 42, they're in Green Bay. Might be a little cold. Both really good defenses. Green Bay -2, and then just a little side sprinkle under 42.
Okay, we'll see. Next game is Tennessee Titans at the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are -3.5, 2-0 Browns against the 1-1 Titans. The Browns looked horrible. I mean, the Browns are 1-1 too. Duh, they just lost.
Yeah,
they looked horrible. I think Watson turns it around. The Titans looked better last week. This game's gonna be close. I'll take the Titans +3.5. I think it's gonna be a very close game. Both of these teams are kind of trying, get over the schneid a little bit. Watson got to prove he's worth that money. I don't think it's all his fault per se, because there was some drop passes in that game. But at the same time, you getting paid that much money, you got to put up those results. And but I think the Browns edge it out. But I think it's a close game. Titans with 3.5.
I'm going to take the Titans +3.5 here. I think the Browns still somehow win the game, but I think the Titans are a tough team. They're a cover machine this year. Titans 3.5.
Next game is Los Angeles Chargers at the Minnesota Vikings. Both these teams are 0-2.
This is a loser go home game here. Loser go home.
Shit. This is it for these teams, man. Vikings -1. Might as well be money line bet. What you think, man? I don't know about this game.
I mean, I also I got personal beef with everyone. I don't love Justin Herbert, but I think I hate Kirk Cousins more. Kirk Cousins is too American dad. He's too poster boy. This is what America should be like. I don't like Kirk Cousins.
And what is Justin Herbert?
I don't like Justin Herbert. I just don't like Justin Herbert. But I'm going to take the Chargers here +1. I think they're the better team. I think they need to win more. Brandon Staley on the hot seat. I love Justin Jefferson, but I'm going to take the Chargers plus the point here. I think they're the better team.
Justin Jefferson been dogging these defenses out. He's been the best receiver in the game this whole season. I don't see nobody in the Chargers stopping him. They haven't stopped anybody to this point as of yet anyways. I think, Justin Herbert got all this hype in the offseason, and I think he's about to go 0-3, man. I don't think the Vikings going to be losing the third game in a row at home. Kirk Cousins is too quality for that. I think, they're missing the running game. They miss Dalvin Cook a lot. That's the reason why they're losing. I'm taking the Vikings, man. I'm going to go on. They lose this at home. They're going to probably trade Cousins to maybe the Jets, I think, if that happens, and then they're going to tank the season. So I think this is it for these teams. I mean, I'm not going to say this is it because teams just came back 0-3 to make the playoffs, but the Chargers, if they lose, they still got to play the Chiefs. Yeah. So it might be a wrap for them.
Big game.
Christmas time, So the Chargers really need this game worse than the Vikings. I think the Vikings come back from it because they're in a weaker division. But I think the Vikings take it at home. Vikings. Next game is the horrible Carolina Panthers. Look, I say horrible Carolina Panthers because the Panthers have a soft spot in my soul because that's one of my squads. But anyways, Carolina Panthers at Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks -6. Panthers 0-2. Seahawks 1-1. I'm taking the Seahawks -6. The Panthers just looked so bad last week. I had high hopes for Bryce Young. It just looked bad. Like he was missing easy throws. His receivers were dropping easy catches. The defense looked great. I will say the defense looked good. But this team, Bryce Young got to show me something, man. He's just shown me nothing. They scored 10 points in the first game, 7 points in the second game. I really don't see any reason why anybody should pick this team. If you want a lock for the week, just put Seahawks money line. It's -230. Add that with something. That's a lock, but -6 Seahawks.
I agree the same way. It's been hard to watch Carolina's offense. Bryce Young's still learning. I think he'll blossom into something a little better than what he looks like now. He's only 3 games in. But I'll take the Seahawks -6. They're at home. Sad. That offense was humming last weekend. Humming. They look great. Seahawks -6.
Looks sad. Looks bad out here for these Panthers. Next game is Dallas Cowboys at Arizona Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals +11.5.
Big spread here.
Big spread, but I think it's a big old ass whooping for the Cardinals. Dallas Cowboys, one of the best teams in the league. They dominated both weeks of the season, both games so far. Cowboys plus 11 or minus 11.5. I just don't see how they don't demolish this team within the first half. I mean, it's NFL, so everyone's quality, but Cardinals have no receivers. They have no quarterback. They have no run game. They have no shot of winning this game. No shot of covering. This might be the lock of the week. Minus 11.5 Cowboys.
I'm taking the Cowboys as well. The Cardinals have had their fun staying close in games. They stayed close against the Commanders. They blew a 24-point lead against the Giants. So they're having fun. They're actually competing. Good for them. This is the week where it all kind of falls apart and the Caleb Williams chants become louder and louder in the stadium. Cowboys minus 11.5.
Parlay this money line with the Seahawks money line, and you good to win some money. Next game is Chicago Bears at the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs are minus 12.5. Woo! Now, there's a lot of pressure on Fields this week, man. A lot of pressure. People have been
Some of those videos were bad.
Yeah, they was bad. So look, I have personally the Chiefs winning this game, period.
12.5 points.
But
that's the largest spread.
I think the Chiefs are gonna cover though, because the Chiefs really didn't play that well last week. You know, they haven't shown what they can do yet. The receivers are still trying to get accustomed to Patrick Mahomes and whatnot. I mean, Kelsey's back, so they look better.
The coming out party for the offense.
I think it's coming out, man. The Bears they might be one of the look. There's a few worse teams right now, and Bears is up there with them, especially if Fields keeps running into his own defenders, looking like Mark Sanchez 2.0 out there. I love me some Fields, light-skinned brother. I feel you, Wakanda forever, but you need to get your Wakanda ass and get some vibranium and get your ass to do something, man, because it ain't looking too good out here because you about to get kicked out the country. So I think the Chiefs gonna smoke it off because they got Chris Jones and all them big
back.
boys.
Kelsey back.
It ain't looking good. You can't.
Boys are back.
It's bad. They're back, and I think Chiefs minus 12.5.
I'm gonna take it too. I mean, I think this is the coming out party for the offense. It's looked very stale, very stagnant. They need to do something. The defense has really looked good, and just once the Chiefs get that together, you give Patrick Mahomes, some offensive weapons, some good flow with that defense, they become a juggernaut. So the offense just has to figure it out, and I think they do. Minus 12.5.
Minus 12.5 Chiefs. Next game is Sunday night game. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are minus 2.5. This game will be kind of interesting. The Steelers looked horrible last Monday night. Even though they won the game, they looked god-awful. The game was boring to watch. So I'm taking Jimmy Garoppolo and the Raiders minus 2.5. I think Garoppolo's a winner. He's going to win this game for the Raiders, in Vegas. Their primetime opener.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think the Raiders come through and just dog wash the Steelers, man. Dog wash. Minus 2.5 Raiders.
I'm going to take the Raiders as well. I think Pittsburgh's coming off a big win, an emotional win.
A lucky win.
On Monday Night Football.
A lucky win.
A shorter week as well than the Raiders. Raiders get a little bit more rest. They have a competent quarterback. He can manage the game. He can score. He can hand the ball off. That's what he does. I think it's a low-scoring game, but I think the Raiders cover.
I'll take the under in this game easy. Easy. That might be a lot. Mine under 43.5.
And then we have a double Monday night header again.
Can't do
last week. The games were just
can't keep doing the show.
But
hopefully these are better.
Monday night. I love it. I would do it every week if we could do this.
It's too much
for
me. Monday. The Philadelphia Eagles at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Two undefeated teams going at it. Monday night.
Baker prime time. Jalen Hurts. A little competition.
Well, they about to put the Hurts on Baker. Ooh. And that Baker, the pastry chef, about to throw some apple turnovers. And so, it's I think this is easy. Minus 4.5 the Eagles. I think the Buccaneers have, they played well this season, but they're trying to lose. And they're trying to trade Mike Evans and trying to do all this nonsense. And I just think it all falls apart this week. It looked great so far. I think Baker, I'm happy for the dude. I don't have a problem with Baker, but it's about that time, them dogs gonna come out and sick you, man. I'm gonna pray for you this Sunday or this Monday. So you get out there in one piece, but taking the Eagles minus 4.5.
I'm going to take the Eagles as well. The Bucs have kind of, a Disney Channel schedule so far. They haven't really played anyone. Baker's a little cocky, feeling himself.
Yeah,
I think he has at least one interception.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the Eagles roll. Eagles are a good team, good defense, good offense. Very,
their games have been close. Their games have been close.
Yeah,
I will give them that. So this 4.5 spread isn't too crazy. I think it's Monday night, so anything could happen. But if the Eagles play how their potential, even 80% of their potential, they'll win by at least
Yeah,
4 points.
I think the
5
Eagles
points.
take it too. So
And last game, we made it.
former Super Bowl matchup here.
Former Super Bowl matchup for a couple years ago. The Los Angeles Rams at the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are
Struggling
-2.
Cincinnati
Yeah, they look
Bengals.
god
Yeah.
awful.
Oof.
The Rams. Now, this game, the Bengals, this is their season on the line. Kind of their season. I ain't going to say they're
They
out of
need
it,
this one.
but they need this one. I mean, the Ravens are about to be 3-0 in their division. The Steelers, they could win their game. And then the Browns, they all have winnable games. And if they lose and everybody else wins, I don't see them coming back from that. So they need this game. Are the Rams 1-1 or are they 2-1?
The Rams are 1-1.
They're 1-1.
They won the first week and they lost last week.
I'm gonna take
to
the
the
Bengals
Niners.
and Joe Burrow to come through, man. They're at home. They play this bad. I mean, look, it's Monday nights. Anything can happen again, but come on now. You got Jamar Chase, man. You got T. Higgins, man. You got Mixon, man. Use them. Do something. I mean, you Joe Burrow, man. Do something,
You
man.
just got paid.
Cover the
too,
spread.
Joe.
You got paid. You got a new house. I know you're a real estate agent too, Joe. I'm gonna tell him to get yourself together if you don't get it together. -2.5 Bengals.
I am taking the Bengals here as well. They need to win this game. I mean, if they don't win this game, they might burn down Cincinnati. They've been just so used to success there over the past 2-3 years. So I think they, pulled out. I think they're a veteran kind of team, loading up. Too many weapons. Joe Burrow takes it. So
Well, that'll do it, folks. Appreciate y'all sticking through with us. Enjoy these games, man. The locks. You heard the locks. You heard this. You heard the picks and the opinions. Now I want you to do your own homework and see what you're gonna come up with, and you can take our word for it or not.
go get that paper.
Go get that paper, anyways. Till next time. Deuces.
Peace.